Hi you guys, it's Liz. Welcome back. So if you watched my last day in the life video, you know that my kids were sick. They were sick like about a week and a half ago. And while they're sick, I had this video idea popped in my head. Basically, I want to share with you guys what I do for the kids while they're sick. I've never seen this video done and I thought it would be an interesting video for you guys. And it's just cool, you know, to see what other moms do for their kids while they're sick. So I didn't film this video while the kids were sick, but I did film some shots for you guys so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. So I'm basically going to tell you guys what I do for them morning, afternoon, and night. So basically like a whole routine, kind of. It's kind of a routine, something like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing I like to do for the kids is put them in fresh clothing, especially if they're running a fever and they're hot. I like to put them in fresh clothing like shorts and a shirt. I also like to take their temperature and see where their temperature's at. And if it's too high, go ahead and give them Tylenol to bring that down. And also to help bring down their fever, I like to put a wet, fresh cloth on their head, like their forehead, and just have them lay there on the bed while I put, their fresh cloth on their head. It just helps them, helps the fever go down more. Not like a freaking cold rag, but a fresh rag. For their breakfast, I like to give them a smoothie. It could be strawberries, banana, whatever we have at the house. Just go ahead and throw that in the blender. And I like to give them smoothies in the morning because it's nice for them to take their fruit and water, put fruit and water in the smoothie. And also when they're sick, they don't like to eat that much, so a smoothie is what I go for. And also give them like a granola bar or some multigrain cereal. It's just my go-to in the morning for them, especially if they're sick. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm sick, I just don't want to eat nothing. Everything sounds gross to me. So I think it's the same thing with my kids as well. And also throughout the day, I like to give them juices. If they have like a fever, more of like a fever cold, I like to give them orange juice. Or if they have like diarrhea, I would give them apple juice, berry juice. Just lots of juices and water throughout the day, especially if they have diarrhea. It's helping keep them hydrated because they're losing so much while they're, So I noticed when Ethan's sick, he just really does not want to do nothing. He literally goes to the couch and lays down and just lays down. And he's just like kind of whining a bit. So I like to put him on our bed. I like to read books with him. And I just don't like to force him too much to go and play because I know like he just wants to lay down and just rest. So I like to put him on the bed, read books. I can put out puzzles on the bed. And also I like to put on TV as well. And I'm that type of mom that I get kind of anxious when the TV's on. I just don't like them being glued into the TV all day. But when they have like a fever or they're not feeling good, I don't mind to put on the TV because, when you're sick, you just want to rest. Because when I'm sick, I just really want to just be in bed all day. And that's how mostly Ethan is right now because he's a little older. Emma, she could play a bit, but she's still not happy. And if they have a running nose, I like to wipe their nose with a tissue that has lotion. I feel like it helps, especially if I'm always wiping constantly and it gets really dry right there in the nose area. Some people use boogie wipes, but I feel like, I don't know, I just was always iffy about boogie wipes because if someone would wipe my nose, if I was like having, mucus go down my nose, I would hate to get wiped with a wet wipe. I feel like it's just nicer with a tissue, if you get me. I don't know if I'm just weird, but yeah, so I just like them to rest in the bed and, relax and not really force them too much to play. I'm talking about if they're having like their worst day, because you could be sick and you have like one bad day. I'm talking about the bad day. I'm not talking about just like, oh, they're just a little sick. Because if they're just a little sick, they're pretty fine. They're just a little sick, coughing and stuff like that. And also for lunchtime, I like to give them soup. I make them enough soup for lunch and dinner. They don't mind eating soup 2 times a day because Emma really loves soup. She could eat so much soup. She's obsessed with soup. He's fine with soup. He's not like crazy about it, but he doesn't mind eating it 2 times a day, especially if he's sick. So once they're done eating dinner, I like to bring them up and take them a bath. And if they're really warm, I like to put a fresh bath, not freezing cold and not warm, more on the fresh side. I just don't want them to get really, hot, especially if have warm water in the tub. So I go for a fresh bath. And after their bath, I like to take out their mucus with the aspirator. If you have the nose free, that's good too, but I just never tried it. Because they don't really like it that much, but I have to do it because if I don't, they won't be able to go to sleep with a clogged nose. And after the mucus is all out, I like to put the Vicks Baby Rub on them. And a lot of people like essential oils as well, I don't have any at the house. I don't really know too much about essential oils, but I like to give them the Vicks Baby Rub. I put it on their chest, their back, on the bottoms of their feet, and the tip of their nose to help them breathe better. And if you're Hispanic like me, you know what I'm talking about with the Vicks thing. I know every time I tell my mother-in-law that the kids are sick, she's like, put Vicks, and it does, I feel like it does help as well. So in the night when they're gonna go to sleep, I put in our room, we have these Vicks plugins, and they work so well. They help them breathe better in the night, especially if they have a clogged nose and they can't breathe really well. I feel like that Vicks plugin helps. It just brings out like Vicks scent all around the room, and it's just nice. And I remember when Ethan was a baby, we had the humidifier, and we used to put it on, but I really feel like it didn't work that much, and it was so expensive. I think we spent like $60 on his humidifier. And with the Vicks plugins, they're affordable and they work really well, and they do work, and I feel like it does help them breathe better. And even when I'm sick, I put that on too. So when the kids are finally asleep, we like to put a pillow behind their back and their head. I feel like having them up more helps them breathe better, and usually the kids don't use pillows, but when they're sick, we like to put them with pillows. They won't actually do it when they're falling asleep, but when they're sleeping, we like to prop them up with a pillow, and I feel like it does help them as well. So that's basically it for what we do for the kids when they're having a sick day, like the sickest day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it like gave you some ideas, and I don't know, I just thought it would be an interesting video. I haven't seen this video done. So thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below and let me know what you guys do for your kids. I would love to know, especially if you guys know more about the essential oils, because I'm really interested about that, but I just don't really know too much about it. So if you do, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I'll talk to you guys on another one. Bye.